After years of working as a cybersecurity consultant, I finally bought my dream getaway. A quiet lakefront property nestled just outside a small town. I didn't need much. Just clean air, a calm lake, and peace from the chaos of the city. The property wasn't part of an HOA, which was a major reason I bought it. I'd had enough of HOA nonsense from my previous home. But just a few months after settling in, trouble paddled right to my dock. One sunny afternoon, while sipping iced coffee and running server diagnostics from my deck, I noticed a teenage boy sitting near the edge of the lake, practically on my land. His head was buried in a tablet, and he looked frustrated. Then he looked up at me and said bluntly, "Hey, what's the Wi-Fi password?" I blinked. "Excuse me?" "The Wi-Fi," he repeated, like I hadn't heard him. "Yours is the strongest. Signal out here. I'm trying to play a game and mine doesn't reach." I laughed awkwardly. "Sorry, but I don't give out my Wi-Fi, especially not to strangers." He frowned like I had insulted his family. "My mom runs the HOA here. You should really consider being neighborly." Ah, the red flag. "Well, that's nice for her," I replied coolly. "But this isn't an HOA property. I own this land outright. It's no offense, but no Wi-Fi for you." He grumbled something and stomped off with his tablet in hand. I shook my head and thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. So very wrong. The next day, as I was fishing from the dock, 2 police cars rolled up the gravel path toward my house. "What?" "Now," I muttered, already sensing the drama. 2 officers stepped out. One looked apologetic. The other was all business, sir. "We received a call about unauthorized Wi-Fi interference and possible harassment of a minor," one of them said. I stared at them, stunned. "You're kidding." They weren't. Apparently. The HOA president's teenage son, the same one I denied Wi-Fi, had called 911 and reported that I was using dangerous equipment to interfere with his signal and had verbally harassed him. I invited the officers in and showed them everything: my logs, my personal router, my security footage. Nothing supported the boy's claim. The officers quickly realized it was a false report. The apologetic officer sighed. "This kid's wasting our time. Happens more often than you'd think with HOAs like this one." The next day, I received a formal complaint letter from the HOA president, his mother, accusing me of interfering with community infrastructure and threatening to report me to the FCC. That's when I decided I'd had enough. These people thought they could bully anyone, but they didn't know who I was. I wasn't just some guy with a cabin. I was the guy who built encrypted networks for government agencies. I could trace IPs, block signals, and design digital fortresses for a living. So I did what I do best. Built a digital wall around my entire network and added smart shielding. Any unauthorized device that tried to connect, even to scan, would be automatically blocked, logged, and redirected to a decoy page that read, "Greater than unauthorized access detected. This incident has been logged. Get your own Wi-Fi." That wasn't all. I discovered something funny during my digital sweep. The HOA's public signal tower, which provided spotty Wi-Fi to a few of the homes on the lake, was connected to an outdated server, one riddled with vulnerabilities. It didn't take long to see they'd been piggybacking off open source software and routing traffic through a misconfigured static IP, one that bounced off my own repeater. From years ago, they were unknowingly bouncing their HOA-wide internet off part of my infrastructure. The same infrastructure I'd recently updated and fortified. They needed me more than I needed them. So I flipped a switch, and just like that, the entire street lost internet. Phones stopped working. Tablets froze. Smart speakers blinked off. The next morning, the HOA president herself marched up my driveway. "Like a storm in pearls and designer shoes, you shut down my entire street's Wi-Fi," she shrieked. I calmly sipped my coffee. "No, I shut down access to my property and my repeater. You were illegally routing traffic through my hardware. That's a lie. We pay for our service." I pulled out a printed screenshot of the network trace, showing her signal bouncing through my repeater. "Explain this," she stammered. "Here's the deal," I continued. "You file one more complaint, one more false police report, or try to intimidate me again, and I'll file a full report with the FCC and local law enforcement. And unlike your son's fake call, mine will stick." She turned red and stormed off. The lake was quiet for a week, but that wasn't the end of it. The following week, I got a knock on the door from a young man in a suit, not from the HOA, but from the county IT department. Apparently, there had been several complaints about the HOA's emergency internet outages, and someone had finally traced the issue back to the source: their illegal network routing. The IT official asked if I'd be willing to submit a written report of my findings. You bet I did. Within 2 weeks, the county hit the HOA with a $25,000 fine for unauthorized signal routing and data infringement. Their whole community internet setup had been a patchwork of stolen tech, misused public resources. The president was removed from her position. Her son. Let's just say the next time he saw me at the lake, he looked away quickly. As for me, I went back to sipping coffee and fishing in peace, but I also left a little message on my decoy network page. The one they kept trying to access, greater than respect boundaries. Even digital ones. Entitlement doesn't grant you access. Respect for others' property, digital or physical, is a cornerstone of community living. Trying to bully your way into what isn't yours only exposes your weakness. This story isn't just about WI-FI. It's about boundaries, accountability, and how even in a digital world, respect still matters.